Howdy mates, good morning. How we all doing? Here's a part 2 video for today. This is over at the famous Deep Hole at the Mayaca River State Park. Now, Deep Hole is a very famous site at the state park. Deep Hole is so named because of its hydrogeology. So, Deep Hole is filled with, of course, fresh water that has tannins, which essentially acts as a dye for the water, causing it to appear sort of like black water. Deep Hole is actually as deep as 130 feet. So, with that being said, especially when it gets into the dry season, a lot of seasonal pools tend to dry up relatively quickly. However, though, Deep Hole retains its water all year round. And so, since there is an ample volume of water here, the alligators love this spot. And what's amazing about this particular site is it seems like all the alligators are just together, just chilling like villains. Because sometimes what can happen, especially this time of the year, with it being in the spring season, the alligators are in mating season. And it usually lasts for a couple of months. It will probably range until July or August. So you could say that the males are really looking to find a mate. So really, to tell a distinct difference between a male and a female alligator is the size. Usually males, they tend to be larger and longer in length. Whereas a female, it's the other way around. They tend to be shorter in length as an adult. Now, what's amazing about alligators is they're one of the only known types of reptiles that actually tend to their young for up to a year before they are officially off on their own. They're the only type of reptile that does such a thing. And since alligators are listed under crocodilians, you also have your crocodiles too. So they both fall within the same classification when it comes to reptiles. However, though, rest assured, alligators and crocodiles are not the same thing. It is highly unlikely that you will see a crocodile up here, because crocodiles, they like salt water or brackish water. So with that being said, they have that capability in their body through osmosis to process the salt. But alligators, on the other hand, they don't have that capacity. So that's why primarily you will only see alligators in a freshwater habitat. So, another thing to note when it comes to alligators is, this is very advisable, please don't feed them. It's not worth it. Because here's the thing. When you feed, wildlife in general, can actually cause a drastic effect on the food chain. I say that because if you feed an alligator, what happens is they become conditioned to know that when they see a person, they're looking for food. So they'll come closer to the person. The problem is that can be very dangerous, because with alligators, they can they can attack if they so desire. And not only that, but it also causes stress to other organisms in the food chain, because then they're more concerned about competing for getting food from humans, which really isn't the natural way of how the food chain works. So it causes more unnecessary stress. Not only that, but oftentimes, once an alligator passes 4 years old, approximately, and by then they're practically considered an adult, and if they're fed, they become more of a nuisance. Usually, they have to be killed. Because the thing is, once an alligator passes 4 years of age, they have an established territory. And so if you were to remove that adult alligator away from whatever site, they'll always find a way to come back. But unlike a younger alligator, below 4 years of age, they actually can be relocated. Because by then, they haven't established a particular territory yet. And so, that's really something important to keep in mind, is please don't feed the alligators. It's not worth it. And if you're actually caught doing it, you can actually serve either a fine or maybe even a little bit of jail time, depending on how severe it is. So it's, one, not worth it for the wildlife, and two, it's not even worth it for your reputation either. Because unfortunately, those types of things, they carry on to your record. So please advise, don't feed. Well, not just alligators, but just don't feed wildlife in general. Wow. This is Nate, you guys. And by the way, please know that if any of you decide to visit Deep Hole at the Myakka River State Park, just note that they only issue 30 permits per day, per individual. So, in other words, they can sell out really, really fast. And these permits don't even cost a thing either. All you have to do is pay the park admission, go up to the front office, ask for a permit, and you're on your merry way. So ideally, when you want to visit a site like this, you want to try to go there first thing in the morning. And with it being Sunday, it's actually very bound that this place is going to get busier. I'm actually here at a really good time right now, where it's not that busy at all. So, I honestly didn't even expect it to not be like this, so I might as well embrace it while I can. It's alright, you guys. Take care. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And once again, Journey on a Journey is outwards. And for those of you who use YouTube and follow my content, feel free to spread the word. Have them subscribe to my channel. Alright. Take care, you guys. See ya.